I found out my wife was sleeping with my business partner because she accidentally airdropped me a photo meant for him. The notification popped up on my laptop during a client presentation. Emily's iPhone would like to share a photo. I almost declined it. I was in the middle of pitching a major account, but something made me glance at the preview. My brain couldn't process what I was seeing fast enough. My wife. In our bed. Wearing lingerie I'd never seen before. The caption read, "Can't wait for Jake to leave town again." Jake. My business partner of 7 years. The guy who'd been best man at our wedding. I was supposed to be in Denver. My flight had been canceled due to weather, but I hadn't bothered telling Emily yet. I'd planned to surprise her, maybe grab takeout from that Italian place she loved. The client was still talking, something about quarterly projections, but the words sounded like they were coming from underwater. I stared at my laptop screen, at the accept button still hovering over the preview image. My finger moved on autopilot. The full photo loaded. Same image, but now I could see the timestamp. Sent 40 minutes ago. I checked my watch. 2:47 p.m. on a Tuesday afternoon. She wasn't even waiting until evening anymore. "Mr. Patterson, your thoughts on the timeline?" I looked up at the 3 executives sitting across the conference table. They were waiting for an answer to a question I hadn't heard. "I apologize," I said, somehow keeping my voice steady. "I need to reschedule. Family emergency." I was in my car 7 minutes later, doing 80 on the highway back to our house in Riverside. We lived in a quiet subdivision in California, the kind of place where people jogged with expensive strollers and everyone knew everyone's business. Except, apparently, they didn't know mine. Or maybe they did. Maybe I was the only idiot who didn't know. The photo was still open on my phone in the passenger seat. I'd forwarded it to myself before Emily could realize her mistake and try to delete it remotely. 8 years of marriage, 2 kids, Olivia, 6, and Nathan, 4. A business I'd built from nothing, with Jake handling sales while I managed operations. How long had this been going on? I pulled into our driveway at 3:31 p.m. Emily's white Range Rover was there, along with Jake's black Audi. Of course it was. I'd been traveling twice a month for the past year, always the same schedule. Denver on Tuesdays, back Thursday nights. They'd had a routine. My hands were shaking as I got out of the car. Not from sadness, that would come later. This was pure adrenaline, the same feeling I'd had once in college when I'd nearly been in a head-on collision. Everything felt sharp and immediate and surreal. I didn't storm in. I didn't make a sound. I used my key, opened the door slowly, and stepped into my own house like a stranger. The living room was empty. Olivia's backpack was by the stairs. She'd be at soccer practice until 5. Nathan was at my mother's house for the afternoon, something Emily had arranged yesterday. How convenient. I heard them before I saw them. Laughter from upstairs. Emily's laugh, the one I used to love, light and genuine. When was the last time she'd laughed like that with me? The bedroom door was half open. I stood in the hallway, phone already recording video, and watched my wife of 8 years with the man I'd trusted with my livelihood. They were on top of the covers, thankfully clothed now, drinking wine from glasses I'd given Emily for our anniversary. Jake saw me first. His face went white, then red, then white again. "Oh God." Emily turned, and for a split second I saw something in her expression that wasn't guilt or shame. It was annoyance, like I'd interrupted something important. "Jake's flight got canceled," I said calmly, still recording. "Weird coincidence." "Andrew," Emily started, pulling a sheet around herself even though she was wearing yoga pants and a tank top. "Don't." I held up my free hand. "I got your photo, the one you meant to send to him." The color drained from her face. Jake was already scrambling off the bed, looking for his shoes like that mattered now. "You need to leave," I told him. "Not just my house, the business, everything. You're done. Andrew, let's talk about this, Jake said, and the audacity of it almost made me laugh. We can work this out. Get out of my house in the next 30 seconds, or I'm calling the police and showing them this video. I'm sure your wife would love to see it too. That got him moving. Jake grabbed his jacket and practically ran down the stairs. I heard the front door slam a minute later. Emily sat on the edge of the bed, tears starting to form. How long have you known? About 45 minutes. I stopped recording and pocketed my phone. How long have you been sleeping with him? She didn't answer. How long, Emily? 6 months. Her voice was barely a whisper. It just happened. 6 months. Half a year of lies. Half a year of coming home to kiss my kids goodnight while my wife and business partner were planning their next encounter. The kids are at practice and Moms, I said, pack a bag. You're leaving. Andrew, please. Now. Or I pack it for you, and you won't like what I choose. She started crying harder, but I felt nothing. That numbness people talk about after trauma. It was real. I watched her move around our bedroom, grabbing clothes and toiletries, and felt like I was watching a stranger. My phone buzzed. A text from Jake. I'm sorry. Please don't tell Victoria. I almost laughed. He was worried about his wife finding out. Not about destroying our friendship, our business, my family. Just about his own consequences. I forwarded him the video without comment. The utility room smells like fabric softener and old pipes. I'm sitting on the washing machine at 11:47 p.m. on a Thursday, laptop balanced on my knees, filing a warranty claim for the kitchen faucet that's been dripping for 3 days. Emily's upstairs in what used to be our bedroom. I'm in the guest room now. Have been for 2 weeks since the airdrop incident that detonated our marriage. The divorce papers are filed. She's still in the house because her lawyer says she has a right to stay until the court decides otherwise. My lawyer says the same thing, so we orbit each other like hostile satellites, her upstairs, me down, passing in hallways without speaking. The home warranty website loads slowly. We bought the premium plan when we purchased the house 4 years ago. Covers everything from HVAC to plumbing to appliances. I've used it maybe twice. Once for the garbage disposal, once for the water heater. I log into the account using the credentials I set up. Emily doesn't even know the password. The claim form is straightforward. Kitchen faucet, constant drip, needs repair or replacement. I'm clicking through the service history to see what contractor they sent last time when something catches my eye. Guest room linens, replacement. Filed March 15th. I stop scrolling. March 15th was the weekend Emily went to that spa in Palm Desert. Her solo wellness retreat. She came back refreshed, glowing, talking about hot stone massages and meditation classes. I'd stayed home with Olivia and Nathan, handled soccer practice and birthday parties and the mundane machinery of parenting. I click on the claim details. The service notes load. They're technical, written by whatever contractor the warranty company dispatched. But they're specific. Linens assessed for damage. Guest room bedding shows wear consistent with double occupancy. Multiple stains requiring replacement per policy standards. Duvet cover, fitted sheet, pillowcases, 2, decorative throw pillows, 3, total replacement authorized. Double occupancy. My hands go still on the keyboard. She filed a home warranty claim for bedding damage during the weekend. She was supposedly alone at a spa 2 hours away. I scroll up. There are more claims I never noticed, never thought to check. February 3rd. Guest bathroom towel bar. Pulled from wall, drywall repair required. January 20th. Guest room carpet cleaning. Excessive soil and staining, possible beverage spills. December 10th. Guest room nightstand. Water damage to surface, replacement drawer pull. I pull up my phone, open the calendar, scroll backward. February 3rd was the weekend of her college friend's bachelorette party in Scottsdale. January 20th was the weekend she went to visit her sister in San Diego. December 10th was the weekend she attended that conference in Phoenix. Every solo trip. Every girls' weekend. Every time she left town, or I did. The claims keep going back. November, October, September. The guest room has been a disaster zone for months, and I never noticed because I never went in there. We don't have guests anymore. Haven't since before the pandemic. But the warranty company noticed. Their contractors documented everything. I screenshot each claim. The dates, the service notes, the detailed descriptions of damage. 11 claims total, spanning 8 months. Every single one for the guest room. Every single one during a weekend when Emily claimed to be somewhere else, or when I was traveling for work. The most recent claim is from 2 weeks ago. March 29th, filed the day after I left for that Denver trip. The trip that got canceled. The trip that led to the airdrop that ended everything. Guest room door lock. Replacement required. Mechanism damaged. The service notes are clinical. Lock shows signs of forced engagement. Interior mechanism jammed. Customer reported difficulty securing privacy. Lock replaced. Function restored. She needed privacy. In the guest room. In our house. While I was supposed to be in Denver. I sit in the utility room for 20 minutes, reading and rereading the service history. The timestamps, the contractor signatures, the photographic evidence they submitted to justify the claims. There are pictures. Not of Emily and Jake, the contractors wouldn't have caught that, but of rumpled sheets, damaged furniture, towel bars ripped from walls. Evidence of what was happening in my house while I paid the mortgage. The printer in my home office is directly above the utility room. I can hear it when it runs, a faint mechanical whir through the ceiling. I upload all 11 claims to my phone, walk upstairs, and send them to print. Emily's bedroom light is off. The whole upstairs is dark except for the nightlight in Nathan's room, the one shaped like a rocket ship. My office is at the end of the hall. The printer wakes up, starts processing. 11 pages, one for each claim, each with the warranty company's header and the detailed service notes and the dates that tell the real story of my marriage. I collate them carefully. Chronological order, oldest to newest. September through March. 8 months of documented betrayal, filed as home maintenance claims, paid for by the warranty company I've been paying premiums to for 4 years. The pages are still warm from the printer when I walk them down the hall. Emily's door is closed. There's no light underneath, no sound of movement. It's 12:14 a.m. She's asleep or pretending to be. I kneel down and slide the pages under her door. One smooth motion, 11 sheets disappearing into the darkness of what used to be our room. Then I go back to the guest room, the room where she brought him, where they used furniture I paid for and sheets I washed, and I wait. 17 minutes. I hear her door open at 12:31. Footsteps in the hall, quick and light. Then nothing. She's reading them. I picture her standing there in whatever she sleeps in now, holding the pages I printed, seeing the dates line up with her lies. The knock comes at 12:35. Andrew. Her voice is tight, controlled. We need to talk. I don't answer. Andrew, open the door. It's late, I say. Go to bed. You went through the warranty claims? It's my account, my house. You're twisting this into something it's not. I open the door. She's holding the pages, all 11 of them, her hands shaking just enough to make them rustle. She's wearing the gray pajamas I bought her last Christmas, and her hair is down, and she looks like someone I used to know. Double occupancy where, I say. That's what the contractor wrote. March 15th. You were at a spa. I came home early. I had a headache. And brought Jake back with you? She doesn't answer. February 3rd, I continue. Scottsdale bachelorette party. Except the towel bar got ripped off the guest bathroom wall that weekend. January 20th, visiting your sister. Except the carpet needed professional cleaning for beverage stains. You're being insane. I'm reading service reports. Professional contractors documenting damage to my house during weekends when you were supposedly out of town. Her jaw tightens. So what? You're going to, what? Use warranty claims as evidence? Already sent them to my lawyer, I say. Dated, documented, third-party verified. You filed insurance claims for damage caused during your affair. That's fraud, Emily. Insurance fraud. The color drains from her face. That's not, I was just filing for legitimate damage caused by you and Jake using my guest room as a hotel. You can't prove that. I can prove you filed 11 claims for a room nobody uses. I can prove every claim corresponds to a weekend you claim to be traveling. I can prove the warranty company paid out for damage you caused during an extramarital affair conducted in marital property. She's gripping the pages hard enough to crumple them. What do you want? Nothing from you, I say. But the warranty company might want their money back, and the court might be interested in how you've been using marital assets. I close the door. She stands in the hallway for 3 more minutes. I can see her shadow under the door, hear her breathing. Then she walks away, back to her room, and I hear her door close with a click that sounds like punctuation. At 8:30 the next morning, I call the warranty company's fraud hotline. The number is on their website, buried under customer service links, designed for reporting contractors who inflate claims or homeowners who file for pre-existing damage. The representative who answers sounds bored until I explain what I'm reporting. You're saying your wife filed multiple fraudulent claims? I'm saying she filed claims for damage that occurred during activities not covered by the policy. The guest room damage wasn't accidental. It was caused by… I pause, choose my words carefully. By intentional misuse of the property during her affair. There's a long silence. Sir, I'll need to transfer you to our investigations department. The investigator is more interested. I email her all 11 claims, along with a written statement explaining the timeline. The dates of Emily's supposed trips. The correlation with the damage claims. The fact that the guest room is otherwise unused. We'll need to review this, the investigator says. If we determine the claims were filed under false pretenses, we may seek reimbursement and terminate the policy. That's fine, I say. I'm also requesting copies of all service invoices and contractor reports for use in divorce proceedings. I'll have those sent to you within 5 business days. Emily finds out that afternoon. The warranty company calls the house phone. She still answers it sometimes out of habit and informs her that her claim access has been suspended pending investigation into potential policy violations. She comes downstairs white-faced, finds me in the kitchen making coffee. They suspended my access. I know. You reported me for fraud? I reported the fraudulent claims. The company drew their own conclusions. This is vindictive. This is accurate, I say. You filed false claims. They're investigating. That's how it works. We need those repairs. The faucet, file a claim under your own warranty. Oh wait, you can't. You don't have one? Her hands are shaking. The court won't care about this. We'll see, I say. The service invoices arrive 4 days later. Thick manila envelope, certified mail, requiring signature. I take them directly to my lawyer's office. He spreads them across his desk, reading through the contractor notes, the photographic evidence, the timeline of claims. This is detailed, he says. Professional documentation. And you're certain about the correlation with her trips? I show him my calendar. Her calendar that I screenshotted before she thought to delete it. The credit card statements showing charges in Henderson for hotels she claimed to be staying at while the guest room was being destroyed at home. She was lying about the trips, I say. Or she was coming home early and not telling me. Either way, she was using the house for the affair and filing warranty claims for the damage. The fraud angle is interesting, he says, but what's more useful is the pattern of deception, the documented timeline, the fact that she was actively concealing her activities while misusing marital property. Can we use it in the asset division hearing? Absolutely. This goes to waste and dissipation of marital assets. She caused damage to the home, filed insurance claims that could affect future coverage, and lied about her whereabouts while doing it. The court takes that seriously. The hearing is scheduled for May 12th. We submit the warranty claim history as evidence 3 days before, along with a motion to penalize Emily for waste of marital assets and fraud. Her lawyer files an objection, calls it irrelevant and prejudicial. The judge reads through the service invoices during the hearing, his expression neutral. "Mrs. Patterson," he says, "can you explain why you filed 11 warranty claims for damage to a guest room during weekends when you were supposedly traveling?" Emily's lawyer starts to object, but the judge holds up his hand. "I'd like to hear from Mrs. Patterson directly." She stumbles through an explanation about coming home early, about having friends visit, about normal wear and tear. The contractor notes indicate double occupancy wear, the judge says. Water damage, stained linens, a broken door lock. This doesn't appear to be normal wear and tear. "I don't see how this is relevant to asset division," her lawyer says. "It's relevant because Mrs. Patterson filed what appear to be fraudulent insurance claims for damage caused during an extramarital affair conducted in the marital home," my lawyer says. "That's waste and dissipation of assets, Your Honor. The warranty company is seeking reimbursement, which will come from marital funds, and her actions may have jeopardized the home's insurability." The judge makes a note. "I'm ordering Mrs. Patterson to reimburse the warranty company for any claims determined to be fraudulent. Those funds will be considered her separate debt, not marital. Additionally, I'm awarding Mr. Patterson a credit against the home equity equal to the cost of repairs necessitated by Mrs. Patterson's actions." Emily goes pale. "Furthermore," the judge continues, "given the pattern of deception and misuse of marital property, I'm awarding Mr. Patterson primary physical custody of the minor children, with Mrs. Patterson receiving supervised visitation until she can demonstrate stable housing." The gavel comes down. Outside the courthouse, my lawyer shakes my hand. "The warranty claims made the difference," he says. "Documented, dated, third-party verified, showed a pattern of behavior the court couldn't ignore." I drive home to the house that's now legally mine, where the guest room sits empty and the warranty company has agreed to restore my coverage after Emily reimburses them for the fraudulent claims. The kitchen faucet still drips. I file a new claim that evening, under my name only, and the contractor arrives the next morning to fix it. The water runs clear and steady, no leaks, no evidence of what came before. Just a house being repaired, one piece at a time until it's whole again. The warranty company's fraud investigator calls me on a Thursday morning, 3 weeks after I submitted the claim evidence. "Mr. Patterson, this is David Wright from Home Safe Warranty Services. I'm the senior fraud examiner assigned to your account. I'm in my office, the home office, the one I set up after I kicked Jake out of the business. The dissolution papers are still being finalized, but he's gone. Victoria left him 2 days after I told her everything. She thanked me for it. Yes, I've been expecting your call. I need to ask you some questions about the claims filed under your policy number. Specifically, the 11 claims submitted between March and October of last year." I pull up the spreadsheet I created. Dates, amounts, service notes, contractor signatures. Everything cross-referenced with my travel schedule and Emily's supposed whereabouts. I have all the documentation in front of me. Did you authorize your wife to file these claims? The policy is in both our names. She had access to the online portal. That's not what I asked, Mr. Patterson. I lean back in my chair. Through the window, I can see the guest room. Emily moved out 6 days ago into a rental near the highway. The kids are with me full time until the custody hearing next month. No, I didn't authorize them. I didn't know about them until I filed a claim for the utility room faucet and saw the history. Wright's keyboard clicks in the background. The service notes are detailed. Contractor reports indicate damage consistent with occupancy during periods when you were documented as out of town on business. That's correct. Your wife claims she was also out of town during several of these incidents. Girls' weekends in Palm Springs, a yoga retreat in Sedona, her sister's wedding in Portland. I'm aware. We contacted the service providers, the hotels, the retreat center. She never checked into any of them. My hand tightens on the phone. I knew this, suspected it. But hearing it confirmed sends something cold through my chest. So she was home. She was home, with someone else, using your warranty coverage to repair the damage they caused to your property. The broken bed frame, the stained linens, the door lock that had to be replaced because someone, Emily or Jake, I don't even know which, broke it from the inside, needing privacy, in my house, in my guest room. What happens now? We're pursuing fraud charges. The total claim amount was $8,473. That crosses the threshold for felony insurance fraud in Nevada. We're also reviewing her statements to our adjusters. She lied multiple times about the circumstances of the damage. Will you prosecute? That's up to our legal department and the district attorney's office. But we're definitely pursuing civil recovery. She'll be billed for the full amount, plus penalties and our investigation costs. And she's permanently banned from filing claims under any home safe policy. I close my eyes. Emily's lawyer is already complaining about money. She can't afford her rental. She can't afford childcare. She needs me to increase temporary support. Now she'll owe the warranty company nearly $10,000. There's something else, Wright says. One of the contractors we interviewed, the one who replaced the guest room door lock in July, he remembers the job. Said your wife answered the door in a robe at 2 in the afternoon. A man was visible in the background, getting dressed. Did he get a name? No. But he noted it in his personal records because it made him uncomfortable. The work order said the lock malfunctioned. But when he examined it, the mechanism was intact. The door frame was damaged. Someone had forced it open from inside like they were... I get it. Wright pauses. I'm sorry, Mr. Patterson. I know this is difficult. Just send me whatever documentation you need for the divorce proceedings. My attorney will be in touch. Already done. We sent a full report to your counsel yesterday. The custody hearing is scheduled for November 15th. Emily's attorney files a motion to exclude the warranty claim evidence, arguing it's not relevant to parenting fitness. My attorney, Beth Cunningham, a sharp woman in her 50s who came highly recommended, laughs when she reads the motion. They're panicking, she says. We're in her office downtown, the kind with glass walls and a view of the Strip. This evidence is absolutely relevant. It demonstrates a pattern of deception, poor judgment, and misuse of marital assets. Will the judge allow it? Judge Brennan? Absolutely. She's tough on fraud, and she doesn't like it when people lie about their whereabouts, especially when children are involved. Beth slides a document across her desk. Home Safe sent us their complete investigation file. It's damning. Emily told the adjuster she was out of town for every single claim. She signed statements swearing the damage occurred while the house was unoccupied. But the contractors saw her. 2 of them did. One in July, one in September. Both times, she claimed to be in another state. The timeline is airtight. She lied to the insurance company, she lied to you, and she used marital funds to cover up an affair she was conducting in your home. I look at the evidence folders. There are 3 of them now. The original claim documents, the Home Safe investigation file, and a new one, contractor interviews, hotel records, credit card statements showing she never actually traveled to any of the places she claimed. The judge will see this as a character issue, Beth continues. Emily's arguing for 50-50 custody. She wants the kids half the time, but her judgment is clearly impaired. She brought her affair partner into the family home repeatedly while you were traveling for work. What happens when she has the kids and brings someone new around? She wouldn't. You thought she wouldn't cheat on you in your guest room 11 times and file insurance fraud to cover it up. But here we are. Beth's right. I don't know what Emily would or wouldn't do anymore. The woman I married wouldn't have done any of this. What's the likely outcome? Primary custody to you. Maybe 70-30, possibly 80-20. Supervised visitation isn't likely unless she escalates, but overnights might be restricted initially. And the financial piece, she'll be ordered to reimburse HomeSafe as a separate debt, not marital. That's $10,000 she owes that won't be split in the asset division. Good. Beth gives me a long look. Andrew, I need to ask, are you prepared for how ugly this might get? Emily's backed into a corner. She's facing fraud charges, she's losing custody, and she's about to owe money she doesn't have. People do desperate things. She did desperate things already. That's why we're here. Fair point. The hearing happens on a cold Tuesday morning. Emily arrives with her attorney, a young guy named Trevor Mills who looks fresh out of law school. He's carrying a briefcase that seems too big for him. Emily won't look at me. She's wearing a navy dress, conservative and appropriate. Her hair is pulled back. She looks tired. We sit on opposite sides of the courtroom. Olivia and Nathan are with my parents today. They don't need to see this. Judge Brennan is exactly as Beth described. Late 50s, no-nonsense expression, reading glasses perched on her nose. She reviews the files for 10 minutes before speaking. I've read both motions and all submitted evidence. Mr. Mills, your motion to exclude the warranty claim evidence is denied. It's directly relevant to credibility and judgment. Trevor stands. Your Honor, with respect, insurance matters are separate from counsel. I've made my ruling. Sit down. He sits. Judge Brennan looks at Emily. Mrs. Patterson, did you file 11 warranty claims between March and October of last year? Emily's voice is barely audible. Yes, Your Honor. And did you tell the warranty company you were out of town when this damage occurred? Yes. Were you out of town? Silence. Emily's attorney touches her arm, whispers something. Mrs. Patterson, I asked you a question. No, Your Honor, I was home. Were you alone? Emily's face crumples. For a moment, I think she might cry, but she doesn't. She just sits there, staring at her hands. No. Judge Brennan makes a note. The evidence shows you lied to your insurance provider, you conducted an extramarital affair in the marital home, and you used marital assets to conceal this behavior. Is there anything you'd like to say in your defense? Trevor stands again. Your Honor, my client made mistakes in her marriage, but that doesn't make her an unfit mother. I'll determine fitness, Mr. Mills. Mrs. Patterson? Emily finally looks up. Her eyes find mine across the courtroom, and for just a second, I see something there. Not remorse, not even anger, just exhaustion. No, Your Honor. The judge closes the file. Primary physical custody is awarded to Mr. Patterson. Mrs. Patterson will have supervised visitation every other weekend until further review in 6 months. She is ordered to reimburse HomeSafe warranty services the full amount of fraudulent claims plus penalties, to be paid as separate debt not subject to marital asset division. This court is adjourned. The gavel comes down. Emily stands slowly. Trevor is talking to her, but she's not listening. She walks past me without a word, her heels clicking on the courtroom floor. Beth touches my shoulder. You won. I watch Emily disappear through the doors. In 6 months, Olivia will be 7. Nathan will be 5. They'll ask questions I'm not ready to answer. But they'll be with me. Safe. in a house that's finally just ours. Yeah, I say. I won. The email from the warranty company arrives at 9:47 a.m. on a Thursday, 3 days after the custody hearing. I'm at my desk, working through the business dissolution paperwork with Jake's lawyer. Everything civil, everything documented, everything designed to separate our lives with surgical precision. The subject line reads, Claim Investigation, Final Determination and Recovery Action. I open it. Dear Mr. Patterson, following our investigation into fraudulent warranty claims filed under policy WH2847NV, we have completed our review. Our findings confirm that 11 claims totaling 8,473s were filed with false information regarding occupancy, cause of damage, and circumstances. Per our policy terms and Nevada revised statutes 86A, 291, we are pursuing full restitution from Emily Patterson. Additionally, we are referring this matter to the Nevada Division of Insurance for potential regulatory action and to the Clark County District Attorney's Office for review of criminal charges under NRS Bar 686A. 291. Insurance fraud. Your cooperation during this investigation has been invaluable. Please find attached our complete investigative report, which may be useful in ongoing legal proceedings. I read it twice. Then I forward it to my attorney, Daniel Reeves, with a 2-word message. Heads up. His response comes in under 5 minutes. Can you talk? I call him. Andrew. His voice is careful. This just became significantly more serious. I know. No, I don't think you do. Papers rustle in the background. Insurance fraud in Nevada is a Category D felony when the amount exceeds $500. She's at $8,400. If the DA prosecutes and she's convicted, she's looking at 1 to 4 years in prison and up to $5,000 in fines. Plus the restitution. I lean back in my chair. The office is quiet. I moved Jake's desk out last week. Sold it on Facebook Marketplace to a college student for $50. The empty space still looks wrong. What are the chances they prosecute? Honestly, better than 50-50. The warranty company is pushing for it, they've got clear documentation, and Emily signed every claim form. She certified under penalty of perjury that the information was accurate. He pauses. There's also the fact that this was systematic. 11 claims over 8 months shows intent and planning. That's not a mistake or misunderstanding. I think about Olivia and Nathan, about what it means if their mother goes to prison. When will we know? The DA's office will review the referral. Could be weeks, could be months. They'll likely contact Emily's attorney first, see if she wants to cooperate or make a deal. Another pause. Andrew, I need to ask, how do you want to handle this? What do you mean? You could write a victim impact statement. You could request they pursue maximum penalties, or you could request leniency. The DA will consider your position. I watch a bird land on the windowsill outside. A sparrow, brown and ordinary. I want them to do whatever's appropriate under the law, I say. Nothing more, nothing less. That's fair. He sounds relieved. I'll let you know when I hear anything. We hang up. I sit there for a while, staring at the empty space where Jake's desk used to be. Emily's lawyer calls me directly 2 weeks later. This violates protocol. All communication should go through Daniel, but I answer anyway. Mr. Patterson, this is Gregory Walsh. I represent Emily in your divorce proceedings. I know who you are. I'm calling because my client has received notice that the Clark County District Attorney is considering felony fraud charges related to the warranty claims. His voice is tight. Professional, but strained. We're trying to understand your position on this matter. My position? Whether you intend to pursue this criminally or if there's room for a civil resolution. I almost laugh. Mr. Walsh, I didn't pursue anything. Your client committed fraud. The warranty company investigated. They referred it to the DA. I'm not a party to the criminal case. You provided the evidence. I reported fraud when I discovered it. That's not optional. Silence on the line. Then, Mr. Patterson, Emily is the mother of your children. If she's convicted of a felony, she could go to prison. Have you considered what that would do to Olivia and Nathan? The bird is back on the windowsill. Same one, maybe. Hard to tell. I've considered what it does to them that their mother committed insurance fraud to cover up an affair. I've considered what it does to them that she lied under oath. I've considered what it teaches them if there are no consequences for that. My voice stays level. What I haven't considered is helping her avoid accountability for her choices. She's willing to pay full restitution immediately if the criminal referral is withdrawn. That's between her and the DA. I have no authority over what the state does. You could write a letter, request leniency. The DA would listen to the victim. The warranty company is the victim, Mr. Walsh. They're the ones who paid out fraudulent claims. I'm just the person who discovered it. I stand up, walk to the window. Is there anything else? You're really going to let the mother of your children go to prison? I'm going to let the justice system work. If that results in prison time, it's because she committed crimes that carry prison time. The sparrow flies away. Don't call me directly again. All communication goes through my attorney. I hang up. The call from the district attorney's office comes on a Tuesday in late October. A prosecutor named Lisa Brennan introduces herself and asks if I can come in to provide a formal statement. Is this required? I ask. No, but it would be helpful to our case. What case? Are you prosecuting? We're moving forward with charges, yes. One count of insurance fraud under NRS 686A-291. We're offering a plea deal. Guilty plea to a gross misdemeanor, 1-year probation, full restitution, and 200 hours community service. If she refuses, we go to trial on the felony. I write this down on a legal pad. The ink is black, the lines straight. What do you need from me? I'd like to understand the timeline. When you discovered the fraud, what you observed, how the claims corresponded to her stated whereabouts. Papers shuffle. I have the warranty company's investigative report, but your testimony would establish motive and pattern. When? Tomorrow at 2? I check my calendar. I'm supposed to pick up Nathan from preschool at 3:30. Can we do 11? That works. The DA's office is in downtown Las Vegas, a concrete building with metal detectors and tired security guards. Lisa Brennan meets me in the lobby, mid-40s, dark hair pulled back, sensible shoes. She looks like someone who's seen too much and stopped being surprised by any of it. We sit in a conference room with a view of the parking garage. She records everything. I tell her about the leaky faucet, about logging into the warranty portal, about seeing the 11 prior claims and recognizing the dates, the spa weekend in Sedona that Emily never took, the bachelorette party in San Diego she didn't attend, the family visit to Portland that never happened. I tell her about the service notes. Double occupancy wear on linens. Excessive stress damage to bed frame. Towel bar ripped from wall mount with significant force. I tell her about cross-referencing the dates with our credit card statements, our bank records, our text messages. About how every fraudulent claim corresponded to a weekend when I was traveling for business and Emily was supposedly traveling for personal reasons. Lisa takes notes, asks clarifying questions, maintains professional distance. Did she ever admit to filing false claims? She asks. Not directly. She claimed the damage happened and she reported it. She didn't address the lying about her whereabouts. And the affair was happening in your home? In the guest room? Yes. She writes something down. That must have been difficult to discover. It was informative. She looks up at that, almost smiles. Almost. We finish at 12:43. She walks me to the elevator. The plea offer is on the table until November 15th, she says. After that, we proceed to arraignment and trial prep. I wanted you to know. Why? Because if she takes the plea, this ends quietly. Gross misdemeanor, probation, restitution. If she forces a trial, everything becomes public record. Every detail, every service note, every lie. She presses the elevator button. Some people think that's justice. Some people think it's just cruel. I don't know which you are. The elevator arrives. I step inside. I think it's her choice, I say. Same as everything else. The doors close. The plea deadline passes on November 15th without Emily signing anything. I'm standing in my kitchen when Lisa Brennan calls at 4:47 p.m. I watch Nathan color at the table while Olivia practices spelling words on the whiteboard I mounted on the fridge. She rejected the offer, Lisa says. We're going to trial. I don't say anything for a moment. Nathan holds up his picture, a house with 4 stick figures. He's drawn Emily outside the house, separated from the rest of us by a thick black line. When? I ask. Trial set for January 22nd. Judge Kowalski's courtroom. It'll be 2, maybe 3 days. What are her chances? Lisa's quiet for a beat. Andrew, we have 11 documented instances of fraud. We have her signature on every claim form. We have her written statement saying she was alone during each incident. We have hotel receipts proving she wasn't where she said she was. We have text messages between her and Jake coordinating their weekends. The warranty company's investigator is prepared to testify. Their repair technicians will testify about the damage patterns. So why go to trial? Her attorney thinks he can argue she didn't understand the warranty terms, that she didn't know filing claims for damage that occurred during undisclosed occupancy constituted fraud. He's banking on jury sympathy. Single mother, messy divorce, technical violation rather than criminal intent. I watch Olivia write because 3 times, getting the spelling wrong each time. Will that work? Not if I have anything to do with it. Lisa's voice sharpens. But juries are unpredictable, especially when the defendant looks remorseful and cries at the right moments. After we hang up, I text my attorney, David Grant. He responds within minutes. Good. Discovery will be extensive. Everything comes out at trial. Works in our favor for final custody determination. The next 3 weeks blur together. Thanksgiving happens. My parents fly in from Ohio and we do turkey and mashed potatoes while Emily gets supervised visitation at a McDonald's play place for 2 hours. My mother doesn't ask questions, just holds Nathan a little tighter when he asks why mommy can't come to grandma's. December arrives with the first real cold snap. I'm reviewing quarterly projections when David calls on December 8th. Emily's attorney filed a motion to suppress the warranty evidence, he says. Claims you accessed her private documents without permission. The warranty account was in both our names. Joint property. I know, judge already denied it, but they're trying everything. He pauses. Discovery's producing some interesting material. The prosecution subpoenaed her phone records. All of them, going back 18 months. And? She wasn't just seeing Jake. There were 2 others before him. I close my laptop. Outside my office window, someone's putting up Christmas lights across the street. How many? 3 total that they can document. Jake was number 3. The others were shorter, a few months each. All conducted the same way. Weekend trips she claimed were solo spa visits or girls' weekends. All at the house while you traveled. Did she file warranty claims for those too? 4 of the 11 claims correspond to the earlier affairs. 7 were Jake. I think about the guest room. The furniture I helped pick out when we bought the house 9 years ago. The bedding Emily selected because it made the space feel welcoming. The prosecution's going to introduce all of it? I ask. Lisa says it establishes pattern of deception, shows the fraud wasn't a mistake or misunderstanding. It was systematic. Premeditated. That night, after the kids are asleep, I pull up the original warranty claim that started everything. The one I filed for the utility room faucet on October 3rd. I scroll through the account history again, looking at dates I've memorized. March 12th, 2023, guest bedroom dresser drawer repair. Excessive force damage to track mechanism. April 29th, 2023, guest bathroom sink fixture replacement. Unusual wear pattern indicating heavy use. June 3rd, 2023, guest bedroom door lock replacement. Lock mechanism failure, interior damage. I cross-reference them against my travel calendar. March 12th, I was in Phoenix for a conference. April 29th, Seattle, client meetings. June 3rd, Dallas, industry summit. Every single one. The doorbell rings at 9:15 p.m. on December 19th. I check the security camera. Emily's standing on the porch. She's not supposed to be here outside supervised visitation. I open the door but don't invite her in. I need to talk to you, she says. She's wearing the gray coat I bought her 2 Christmases ago. Her eyes are red. You should talk to your attorney. Andrew, please, just 5 minutes. I step onto the porch and pull the door mostly closed behind me. Talk. I want to settle, all of it. The criminal case, the divorce, everything. You had a plea offer. You rejected it. I know. I made a mistake. My attorney said we could win, that the jury would understand. She stops, wraps her arms around herself. But I can't do this. I can't go to trial and have everything come out. The other men, all the lies, everything in front of a jury and the media, and you should have thought about that before you committed fraud. I'm asking you to help me. Her voice cracks. Talk to the prosecutor. Tell her I'll plead guilty if she offers probation. Tell her I'll pay everything back, do community service, whatever she wants. Just no jail time. Why would I do that? Because of Olivia and Nathan. Because they need their mother. I look at her for a long moment. The porch light catches the tears on her face. 2 years ago, maybe even 1 year ago, those tears would have moved me, would have made me want to fix things, to protect her. You used our home, where our children sleep, to sleep with other men, I say quietly. You committed fraud to cover it up. You lied to insurance investigators, to me, to everyone. And now you want me to help you avoid consequences? I made mistakes. You made choices, hundreds of them. Every time you filed a false claim, every time you forged a hotel receipt, every time you looked me in the eye and lied about where you'd been. Andrew, the answer is no. You're going to trial. You're going to face what you did. And whatever happens after that is between you and the judge. I go back inside and lock the door. Through the window, I watch her stand there for almost a minute before she walks back to her car. A 10-year-old Honda now, the Range Rover repossessed in November. David calls the next morning. Emily's attorney reached out. She wants to negotiate a new plea. I know. She came to the house last night. What did you tell her? That it's not my decision. Good. Papers rustle on his end. Lisa's willing to listen, but her offer's going to be worse than the original. Emily rejected a gift the first time. Now she's negotiating from weakness. The new offer comes through on December 23rd. 2 years in county jail, suspended to 18 months if she completes restitution payments, and 5 years probation. Mandatory counseling. Permanent fraud conviction on her record. Emily has until December 30th to accept. Christmas happens in the strange, muted way it does when everything's broken, but you're trying to protect children from the wreckage. Olivia asks if Mommy will be there for presents. I tell her Mommy will see her the day after Christmas at the supervised visit. Why can't she come here? Olivia asks. Because Mommy made some choices that mean she needs to follow special rules right now. What kind of choices? Nathan's watching me, his 4-year-old face serious. I think about all the ways I could answer. All the age-appropriate euphemisms and careful explanations. Grown-up choices that hurt people, I say finally. Sometimes when we hurt people, there are consequences. Rules we have to follow to make things right. Did mommy hurt you? Yes. Did she say sorry? I pull Olivia onto my lap. Sometimes sorry isn't enough. Sometimes we have to show we're sorry by changing our behavior and accepting responsibility. She thinks about this. Is that why she can't live here anymore? Yes. On December 29th, Lisa calls. She signed, sentencing is set for February 14th. Valentine's Day. The irony isn't lost on me. What happens now? She'll allocute, admit to the fraud in open court. Judge will hear victim impact statements. The warranty company's sending a representative. You can submit a statement too if you want. Will she go to jail immediately? Depends on the judge. Sometimes they allow self-surrender, give defendants a few weeks to get affairs in order. Sometimes it's immediate remand. I think about Olivia and Nathan, about explaining to them why mommy's going away, about supervised visits in a county jail instead of a McDonald's play place. I'll write a statement, I tell Lisa. I spend 3 days writing it, deleting paragraphs, starting over, trying to find words that capture what she destroyed. Not just the marriage, that's almost secondary now, but the trust, the home, the safety our children felt in their own house before they knew their mother had turned it into something else. The courtroom smells like floor polish and recycled air. I'm sitting in the third row, same seat I've occupied for every hearing since this began. February 14th. Valentine's Day. The irony isn't lost on anyone. The bailiff actually smirked when he called the docket number this morning. Emily sits at the defense table in a navy dress that probably cost more than my first car. Her attorney, some public defender named Russell Kemp, who looks about 12 years old, keeps whispering to her. She nods without looking at him. Her hands are folded on the table, perfectly still. I haven't seen her in person since Christmas, when she showed up at my house, our old house, demanding to see the kids. I let Olivia and Nathan talk to her through the doorbell camera for exactly 5 minutes before she started crying and left. Judge Patricia Morrow enters at 9:02 a.m. Everyone stands. Be seated. She's 60-something, gray hair pulled back, reading glasses on a chain. She's presided over every hearing in this case. We're here for sentencing in the matter of the state of Nevada versus Emily Patterson. Ms. Patterson, please stand. Emily rises. Kemp stands beside her. Ms. Patterson, on January 3rd of this year, you entered a plea of guilty to 1 count of insurance fraud, a Category D felony under Nevada Revised Statutes 686A 291. Do you understand the nature of the charge to which you pled guilty? Yes, Your Honor. Emily's voice is steady, practiced. And you entered this plea freely and voluntarily, with full understanding of the consequences. Yes, Your Honor. Judge Morrow flips through the file. The pre-sentence investigation report recommends 18 months in county jail, suspended to 15 months with credit for time served, followed by 5 years of probation. Restitution in the amount of $8,473.42 to Home Safe Warranty Corporation. Ms. Brennan, does the state wish to be heard? Lisa Brennan stands. She's wearing the same gray suit she wore at the custody hearing. Yes, Your Honor. The state believes the recommended sentence is appropriate given the defendant's acceptance of responsibility and lack of prior criminal history. However, we would ask the court to impose an additional condition of probation, that Ms. Patterson submit to random financial audits during the probationary period to ensure no further fraudulent activity. Noted, Mr. Kemp. The public defender clears his throat. Your Honor, my client has already suffered significant consequences from her actions. She's lost custody of her children, her marriage has ended, and she faces substantial civil liability. The financial audits suggested by the prosecution are unnecessarily punitive and, I'll decide what's punitive, Mr. Kemp. Judge Morrow cuts him off without looking up. Does your client wish to address the court? Kemp glances at Emily. She shakes her head once, sharp. No, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Patterson, I understand you've submitted a victim impact statement. Would you like to read it aloud, or should I simply review the written version? I stand. My legs feel steady. I'd like to read it, Your Honor. Proceed. I pull the folded paper from my jacket pocket. 2 paragraphs. I rewrote it 7 times. David reviewed it, made me cut out everything that sounded like revenge. Your Honor, my children are 6 and 4 years old. They don't understand why their mother hasn't been living at home. They don't understand why she can't come to Nathan's preschool graduation next month, or why she missed Olivia's birthday party last week. When my daughter asks when Mommy is coming back, I don't know what to tell her. I pause. Emily's shoulders are rigid. She doesn't turn around. The financial fraud Emily committed wasn't just about money. Every fake warranty claim represented a time she lied about where she was going, who she was with, what she was doing. She used our home, the place where our children sleep, to conduct affairs, then filed false insurance claims to cover the evidence. She turned the place we built our family into a crime scene. My voice stays level, factual. I don't ask this court for vengeance. I ask for accountability. My children deserve a mother who understands that actions have consequences, that lying has costs. Whatever sentence this court imposes, I hope it teaches that lesson. I sit down. The courtroom is silent for 3 seconds. Judge Morrow removes her glasses. Ms. Patterson, I've reviewed the presentence report, the plea agreement, and all submitted materials. I've also reviewed the civil court file from your divorce and custody proceedings. What strikes me most is the calculated nature of your conduct. 11 separate fraudulent claims over 8 months. Each one required planning, documentation, and deliberate deception. Emily's hands tighten on the table edge. You didn't make one mistake in a moment of weakness. You created a system of fraud to conceal infidelity. You exploited a warranty program designed to help homeowners, and you did so repeatedly and intentionally. Judge Morrow puts her glasses back on. However, I also note your lack of criminal history, your acceptance of responsibility through your guilty plea, and the fact that you've already begun making restitution payments. The court finds the recommended sentence appropriate with modifications. She looks directly at Emily. I hereby sentence you to 18 months in the Clark County Detention Center, suspended to 12 months with credit for time served. You will serve this sentence beginning March 1st with eligibility for good time credits. Upon release, you will serve 5 years of supervised probation under the following conditions: monthly reporting to a probation officer, random financial audits as requested by the state, continued restitution payments at a rate of no less than $250 per month, and no contact with Home Safe Warranty Corporation or any of its employees. 12 months. Not 15. Not 18. Kemp exhales audibly. Additionally, Judge Morrow continues, you are prohibited from filing any insurance claims, warranty claims, or similar benefit applications without prior written approval from your probation officer. Any violation of these terms will result in immediate revocation of the suspended portion of your sentence. She bangs the gavel once. Ms. Patterson, you will self-surrender to the Clark County Detention Center no later than 5 p.m. on March 1st. Failure to appear will result in a bench warrant for your arrest. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. Emily's voice cracks on the last word. We're adjourned. Everyone stands. Judge Morrow exits through the side door. Emily turns to Kemp, says something I can't hear. He nods, packs his briefcase. Lisa Brennan crosses the aisle to where I'm standing. 12 months is fair. Could have been worse. Could have been better. She'll serve 8, maybe 9 with good behavior. Lisa tilts her head toward Emily, who's still at the defense table. You want to say anything to her? No? Smart? She hands me a business card. Call me if she violates probation, which she will. I pocket the card. Thanks. Emily finally stands. She picks up her purse, the same Louis Vuitton bag she carried to our anniversary dinner 2 years ago, and walks toward the exit. She passes within 3 feet of me. Doesn't look. Doesn't speak. The door closes behind her. I sit back down in the empty courtroom. The bailiff is shuffling papers at the front. A clerk types something into a computer terminal. Normal sounds. Ordinary movements. March 1st is 2 weeks away. Olivia's birthday party was last Saturday. 11 kids, a bouncy castle in the backyard, pizza and cake. She asked about Emily once, right before blowing out the candles. Is Mommy going to call me tonight? I told her maybe. Emily didn't call. Nathan still sleeps with the stuffed elephant Emily gave him for Christmas last year. Every morning he asks if today is the day Mommy comes home. I've stopped saying soon because I don't know what that means anymore. My phone buzzes. Text from David. Heard you got 12 months. Call me when you can. I type back, will do. Another buzz. This one from my sister. How did it go? Fine. 12 months. Starting March 4. You okay? I stare at the question. The cursor blinks. Yeah. I stand up, walk out of the courtroom into the hallway. The elevator takes 40 seconds to arrive. Inside, a woman in a business suit stands in the corner scrolling through her phone. We ride down in silence. Outside, the February sun is bright and cold. The parking garage is 2 blocks east. I walk slowly, hands in my pockets. 12 months. Emily will be released sometime next January. Olivia will be 7. Nathan will be 5. They'll have spent a year without their mother, a year of questions I couldn't answer, a year of learning that people leave and don't come back. When she gets out, she'll want visitation. Supervised at first, probably. Then maybe weekends. Holidays. The custody order allows for modifications based on changed circumstances. Her lawyer will argue she's paid her debt, completed her sentence, deserves a relationship with her children. And maybe she does. I don't know anymore. I reach my car, unlock it, sit in the driver's seat without starting the engine. The warranty claim that started this is still unresolved. The leaky faucet in the utility room. I fixed it myself 3 weeks ago. Took 20 minutes and a replacement cartridge from Home Depot. Cost me $12. I pull out my phone, open the Photos app. Scroll back to October. There's the screenshot of Emily's claim history. 11 fraudulent entries, dates and service notes preserved forever in digital amber. I delete it. Then I start the car and drive home to tell my children that their mother is going away for a while. And no, I don't know exactly when she'll be back. I'm standing in the guest room on a Saturday morning in late March, 3 weeks after Emily self-surrendered to county jail. The furniture is gone. I sold it all on Facebook Marketplace the day after sentencing. The walls are bare, painted over in a neutral beige that covers the soft blue Emily chose when we moved in. Nathan appears in the doorway, clutching his elephant. What are you doing, Daddy? Deciding what this room should be. I kneel down to his level. What do you think? Playroom? Library? He considers this with the seriousness only a 4-year-old can muster. Can it have toys? It can have whatever we want. Olivia joins us, still in her pajamas. Is this where Mommy's stuff was? I pause. We've had versions of this conversation a dozen times. Yes. Are we keeping it empty forever? No, sweetheart. We're going to make it into something new, something just for us. She nods, processing. Then, can I pick the paint color? Absolutely. They run off to debate colors. Nathan wants blue, Olivia wants purple. I hear them negotiating in the hallway, their voices bright and uncomplicated. My phone buzzes. Text from Lisa Brennan. Emily's first probation check-in is scheduled for January 18th next year. Thought you should know. I don't respond. There's nothing to say. The house is quiet in a way it never was before. Not empty. The kids fill it with noise and life. but peaceful. The tension that lived in these walls, the weight of secrets and lies I didn't know I was carrying, it's gone. Last week, I finalized the business dissolution with Jake. He signed over his shares for 60 cents on the dollar. His wife took everything else in their divorce. I heard he moved to Arizona, but I didn't ask for details. The warranty company sent a final notice yesterday. Emily's restitution payments are current, $250 a month, deducted automatically from her commissary account. She has 32 months left. I filed the letter without reading past the first line. Olivia runs back in holding a paint sample card. Look, it's called Lavender Dreams. Can we do this one? I take the card. It's a soft purple, lighter than I expected. It's perfect. And Nathan wants blue for the bookshelf. Can we do both? We can do both. She hugs me, quick and fierce, then runs off again. I look around the empty room one last time. This space held so much damage, so many lies. But it's just a room. 4 walls, a window, a door. What happened here doesn't define it anymore. In 2 weeks, I'll paint it lavender. I'll build a bookshelf and paint it blue. The kids will fill it with toys and books and the ordinary chaos of childhood. And eventually, the guest room will just be the playroom, and no one will remember what it was before. That's the thing about houses. They're just structures. We fill them with meaning, with memory, with the weight of our choices. But they're also remarkably good at forgetting, at becoming whatever we need them to be next. Emily will be released in 10 months. She'll want to rebuild her relationship with the kids. The court will probably allow it. Supervised visits at first, then gradually more. Olivia and Nathan will have to learn who their mother is all over again, decide what role she plays in their lives. I can't control that. I can only control what I build here, in this house, in these rooms. I pull out my phone and delete Lisa's text. Then I delete her contact entirely. The criminal case is over. Emily's debt, to the warranty company, to the state, to whatever moral ledger we're all supposedly keeping, that's between her and the consequences she earned. My debt is different. It's to 2 kids who didn't ask for any of this, who deserve a home that feels safe and whole. I close the guest room door and walk downstairs, where Nathan and Olivia are already arguing about whether the bookshelf should have 3 shelves or 4. 4, I say, settling onto the couch between them. Definitely 4. Nathan climbs into my lap. Why 4? Because 3 isn't enough for all the stories we're going to fill it with. Olivia leans against my shoulder. Outside, someone's mowing their lawn. A dog barks. The ordinary sounds of a Saturday morning in a neighborhood where people jog with expensive strollers and everyone minds their own business. We sit there for a while, the 3 of us, planning a room that will hold nothing but the future. And for the first time in months, that feels like enough. The truth I've learned, the one I'll eventually find a way to explain to my children when they're old enough to understand, is that betrayal doesn't just destroy what was. It clarifies what matters. Emily's choices burned everything down, but in the ashes, I found the foundation that was always there. These 2 kids, this house, the simple architecture of showing up every day and doing the work. There's no dramatic revelation in that. No satisfying revenge. Just the quiet recognition that some things can't be repaired, only replaced. Some rooms can't be salvaged, only repainted. And sometimes, the best response to someone who turned your home into a crime scene isn't anger or forgiveness. It's simply building something new in the space they left behind and teaching your children that we're all defined not by what was done to us, but by what we choose to build afterward. I kiss the top of Olivia's head, squeeze Nathan a little tighter, and start making a list of everything we'll need from the hardware store.